What's up everybody, back with some Oh My Dog Heroes Assemble, and it's been quite some time since the fishing update. And after lurking in the Oh My Dog Discord quietly, but I'm always watching. And testing it as much as I can, I feel confident enough to give you the information I've learned. Is fishing the most exciting update I would be waiting for? I mean, no, but it's added content regardless. Let's see what this is all about, and let's get it. I'm gonna split this video up into 3 parts. Number 1, we have the basic fundamentals. Number 2, we have tips for fishing. Number 3, we have the issues I have with the system. If you want to jump to one of these, timestamps will be available. So the basic fundamentals, how exactly does the fishing system work? It's based off a stamina system where you regen it over time, or sometimes they're in offers, or you can buy the fishing pass as seen right here for $10 a month. Honestly, it's not a bad price when looking at the daily claim of 60 pearls and 60 fishing stamina. You can only restore 1 stamina per 6 minutes, so 60 stamina daily is equal to 6 hours you get right away, and the pearls are what you use to enhance your fishing gear. The only way to get these free to play is from doing your 3 orders on the side here and then completing these daily. Orders are very important, and missing one can easily set you back progress. All orders will reset daily regardless if you only completed 1, 2, it doesn't matter. What I like to do is go to the black market, so that's going to be on the main screen, and then we click on the black market, scroll all the way down until you can see order reset card. What I like to do is buy this because you can get 2 for 100 dog tickets. It's pretty cheap and can really make the difference in pearls. The higher the quest star quality, the more pearls. I made the mistake before of keeping 2 5-star quests thinking I would be able to do it, and I used the full 180 stamina and still didn't get all the fish. Currently, I aim for 3 to 4-star quests. So the fishing gear can be a bit confusing in terms of the stats and gear / enhancement / refinement priority, but what I'm going to do is break it down. So if we open up the fishing rod directly affects your luck factor. You can see right here, by enhancing it with pearls, it will increase your luck. As you see, my bonus will go up by 5 for the next level. The luck stat is your rate of catching record-breaking fish in length. If you weren't sure how to see this, you click on the question mark and you can see right here, that's what it says. So example, if you go into your aquarium and you click on a fish, so let's take this river beluga as an example. You can see the length right here is 842.66 centimeters, giving me a speed of 3.22% and another speed stat of 32.29. The game already organizes them from shortest to longest length. So if we look at, say, the longest length I have, which would be this one right here, the length is 887.76 centimeters, and that is going to give me a speed of 3.4% and a speed of 34.02. So you can see the speed stats have increased. Now eventually, with enough enhancing, you will reach a breakthrough quest. You're going to see this right here from the breakthrough mission. You're going to need to complete this in order to continue. Now I don't have any active to show you, but when you reach this point, you will see. Moving over to the fish float, which is going to be your lure. Now this has the focus stat. Focus, if we click on the question mark, it says right here, focus reduces the rate of the fish escaping, which is definitely needed because if you have ever actually watched the battle, some of these fish put up, it's pretty crazy. Sometimes when I click on this and I go to fish, maybe we'll do it as an example here, it's like a 3-minute 1v1, and if the fish escapes after that, damn, that really sucks. So right now, the fish is just bobbing away. Right there, look good. So that one was pretty quick because it's a green quality, but you get my idea, sometimes they last longer. The fishing line deals with intensity. Now if we open up the question mark here, they actually had a translation issue, but intensity means strength. It's very common in these types of games, unfortunately, with translation problems. But intensity reduces the rate of breaking the fishing line. So similar to the fish lure, improves your chances of a successful catch. Moving over to the fish hook. Now this deals with efficiency. If we click on the question mark once more, efficiency increases the effect of the fish bait. Unfortunately, there's no base percentages anywhere regarding the bait, which I'll cover next. And finally, we have the bait. You have your sticky bait that has unlimited uses, but you can also buy bait from the fish shop. So if we click on the shop right here, you can see there's different qualities and they go all the way down to here. Like I was saying, it is very unclear about a lot of things. First, what do any of these actually do? Like if you click on the frog bait, It says many freshwater large fish like to eat frogs, but scavenger fish really dislike them. So I understand this increased my odds of freshwater large fish, but what are those? Are all of them the same percentage? They can't be because they're different qualities of fish. Nowhere does it actually have an archive of the types of fish. Like if we go into the aquarium and we click on more details, I can only organize these by small, medium, large, and aquatic fish. So if I click on large fish, does that mean all of these large fish are freshwater? Now, I'm definitely not a fisherman here, so honestly, I have no idea if these correlate with actual fish, but this can definitely do with some better organization. So essentially, you're kind of left guessing what these baits even do, and when they cost what they do, so 75 dog tickets for 10 frog bait, I need more clarity. Does the bait come with its own percentage boost? Do the fish have their own percentage chance to show up? Is efficiency the only way to increase your percentage chance and the fish bait are simply just there dangling, waiting to be eaten? Anyways, like I said, there's a lot of questions I still have. If I were to go over what my priority would be, the fishing rod to help me get better fish stats with the luck stat. Then we go over to the fish lure and then obviously the fishing line, because to avoid losing the fish because the rarer fish will have a higher chance to do either of these, break the line or escape. The reason why I'm not really focusing too much on the fish hook is because how often are you actually going to be buying bait for this hook to be used? I've tried over, if we go into the shop, 150 of these butterfly baits right here and still don't have the specific fish it's said to help me catch. If you're buying a lot of bait, then of course prioritize the fish hook so you increase your efficiency. Moving into refinement. Now, this is a big dog ticket hole in your pocket. It's very RNG heavy. If I move over to the refine feature, there's no way to lock in stats for either dog tickets or money. Now, if we click on the possibilities, if we click on the question mark and we scroll a little further down to about, I think it's right there, there is a lot of different possibilities. We have mastery, which is the rate of not consuming fish bait when fishing. We have vitality, the rate of not consuming stamina when fishing. We have fishing speed, increases fishing speed, of course. Large, medium, and small fish hunter, which is going to increase the rate of catching those specific fish. We have biologist, which increases the rate of catching aquatic life. Scavenger increases the rate of catching trash. Now, when you first read this, you're kind of like, why? I do believe some order quests require specific trash. I could be wrong here. Personally, I do try to avoid this stat. And then we have large, medium, and small nemesis, which reduce the rate of catching those specific fish. Once again, first read, you might be like, why would you want this? This stat does have some strategy to it because for certain breakthrough quests, you require specific fish. Like if I go into my fisherman level, example, for this breakthrough mission, I'm going to need to catch 800 small fish. I didn't go over the fisherman stat, but if we click on, how do I find that? I think it's the first one. No, right here. It increases the rate of getting double coins when selling fish. It can also stack with the cleaner attribute, which I'll get into in a moment. So if we go back into my fisherman level, you're going to see I'm going to need 800 small fish. This is a lot. Now, fish coins are very good because, well, obviously it says for the breakthrough quest here, I need to get 23,000 as a requirement to go into level 13. Plus, if you go to one of your heroes, so if we do that quickly and I go into my dragon doll, I go over to gear, I click on his fishbowl. It is kind of funny, you can see the fish that are currently in his fishbowl, but you can see you have small fish, medium fish, large fish, and aquatic life. If you look down at the bottom here, I'm going to need 25,000 fish coin in order to level this up. Currently it's level 5, but at level 6, I'm going to gain another small fish slot. So if I go over here, I can only do 2, but at fish tank level 6, I get a 3rd slot, meaning I can get some more stats. Once again, I think it's important just to prioritize your main carry, such as you do with levels, stars, etc. Because leveling up a fishbowl is only specific to that hero. Like if I go over to my red cap and I look at the fishbowl here, I haven't done anything to it, it's still level 1. So having a specific fish nemesis stat could be beneficial. Maybe I stack medium and large so I can increase my small fish chances to speed up that breakthrough quest process. Or if I go over to handbook and say I want to complete, non-mainstream archive, you can see if I click on this fish, it's a medium fish, and I click on this one, it's a small fish. So stacking the odds can help me catch the fish I need. I'll go more into detail about the handbook and tips for fishing if you want to just skip ahead to that with the timestamps. Going back to the stats, we're almost done them, I think. Where were we? We were right here. Life Killer reduces the rate of catching creatures. Keen Eye reduces the rate of catching trash, which is a very good one. Then there's also rare unique stats that you can roll. I've never gotten any of these before, but you have Cleaner, doubles the coins when selling debris. Remember, it does stack with the scavenger stat. You have Keeper, which increases fish tank attributes by 5%. Very nice. You have Boss Fish, 10% rate of increasing the length of caught fish by 10%. Very nice as well. Remember, I showed the better length, the better the stats on the fish. And then we have Bookmark, increases handbook attributes by 5%. Another very nice stat as well. Now, like I said, I've yet to see any of these, but I also haven't done much refinement due to the price cost. I think I've rerolled about 20 to 30 times total. Each refinement costs 100 dog tickets, as you see down here, so I've probably used around 2,000 to 3,000 dog tickets. The range of stats is huge, and there's no way to lock in stats or increase the chance of getting specific stats. My top priority would be, of course, any of the rare unique stats. Maybe not so much the Cleaner one, because I do find getting fish coins fairly easy to do. It's going to be a long-term process, so I don't mind if I have to wait. Then for the more common ones, Keen Eye is a very good one, which reduces the chance of me catching trash, like seen on my fishing rod right here. There are different qualities of stats rolled. You can do white, blue, orange, as you see right here, and then red. Going in that order, the stats will be better. Mastery, Vitality, and Fishing Speed I've never seen, but I think these can also be quite handy. And then the others are just based off your priority needs. I haven't bothered going with any of the Nemesis stats because, like I mentioned, the refinement cost is very pricey, so I would prefer large, medium, or small hunter instead. For example, if I go on my fishing line and I go to refine, I have the medium fish hunter stat right here. It's a little typo, it says hunter, but it's actually hunter. And I got a red quality stat of 17.36%. Now, large fish I think is going to be the top choice to increase the chance of whales or sharks, which also yield more fish coins, which in turn will speed up the process of fisherman breakthrough quests, plus unlocking more fish slots in your hero's fish tank. You can also get multiple stats on one refinement, like you can see right here on my fish hook. If we go to refine, I have medium fish hunter, biologist, and then scavenger. I honestly think this is a really nice roll. 3 stats, 2 are orange, and then 1 is white, which is going to be the scavenger, and I'm okay with that because the scavenger increases the rate of catching trash, which I do not want. I have a feeling I won't be replacing this one anytime soon. So now that I've covered the basic fundamentals, let's get into the fishing tips. Tip number 1 will be handbook completion. So each island will require a certain number of fish. So you can see the first one, Tropical Rainforest, 26. Misty Island 15, Twilight 15. Tropical Rainforest, I am missing 1 fish. What I really dislike about what this game has done is you'll see it's a question mark. If I go into the handbook and then I scroll all the way down, it says Lonely Warrior Archive and it's a question mark. No information on what type of fish this is, what type of bait needed, if any, etc. I know it's an orange quality fish, so it's going to be hard to catch. All of the fish on this island can be caught without bait except this one right here. Like I mentioned, I haven't bought much bait. If we go over to the Misty Island, I think it's quicker if I just do this. All of these fish you can get except for the Adorable Archive and then the Search Pearls Archive. So all the rest you can get without bait. If I go over to the Twilight Ocean, which is the one I'm currently on, all of these except for the Strange Appearance and then I believe the Ultimate Treasure. The rest you can get without bait as well. Twilight Ocean is the island I think a lot of players are going to be currently on because in order to go to the next island, it's based off your fisherman level. So if we go to my fisherman level, it's going to be level 12, trying to get into 13, but it requires 800 small fish. It's going to take some time. Now, lurking in the ohmydog Discord, I have come across some useful information regarding the fishing islands and what's needed for each fish. If I knew who made them, I would give credit, but unfortunately I do not. So island number 1, honestly the main thing you're going to be looking for is the rare fish on island 1. If we open up the handbook and we go into the tropical rainforest, that is going to be your Lonely Warrior. What you need to know is to catch this fish, you're going to need to use the butterfly bait, and it recommends an intensity stat of 4 and a focus of 20, which are both very easy to accomplish. You can increase these stats by simply leveling up the fishing gear. You can get a quick rundown of your overall fish stats by clicking the exclamation mark by the fishing gear, and that's going to give you all of the stuff you have right now. Now, I will say these fish are extremely hard to catch regardless. I've seen players saying use 200 bait, 300 bait, still not caught. I've personally used over 100 and have yet to see the Lonely Warrior. Looking up island number 2, which is going to be your Misty Island, looks to be made by the same person for island number 1. The 2 everyone will be looking for. If we click on the handbook, If we go over to the, Misty Island, it's going to be your Adorable and then your Search Pearls. Adorable looks to require, once again, Butterfly Bait with a recommended 4 intensity and 20 focus. These stats seem low right now, but trust me, they skyrocket as you progress through the islands. Search Pearls, I guess, or you can just say Pearl, looks to require Decaying Bait with a recommended 5 intensity and 20 focus. Looking over the bait descriptions as an example, let me just open up the shop. I'm sure you can just test and do trial and error of what works, but that's a lot of dog tickets and I really do appreciate players for providing this info. As for looking up Island 3, which like I said, the majority I think are going to be on this island right now, Twilight Ocean. The two that everyone will be looking for are going to be the Strange Appearance and then the Ultimate Treasure. Strange Appearance requires Silkworm Bait and a recommended intensity of 16 and a focus of 45, so you can see the recommended stats have increased substantially since the previous island. And then the Ultimate Treasure will require Red Shrimp Bait and recommended 18 intensity and 30 focus. I'll have these in the video description, all these images if you're interested, and I do believe there are Islands 4 and 5 floating around in the Discord as well, but if that's something you need, I'd jump in there and do a search for it. Moving into tip number 2, we have order submissions. I think it's helpful to keep at least 3 to 4 of the same fish in your aquarium, so if you open up more details, you can see I have a bunch of the same ones. If we scroll down, a lot of the same ones here, 4, 5, sometimes 6. 6 is a little bit too much. I would keep it down to 4 or 5 just because the size of the aquarium is rather small. You only get 200 slots. But the reason I do this is because when the day resets and you get your 3 new orders, you can go in here into your aquarium and just look for the fishes needed, and then you can click on them and click submit. Currently I've completed them all, so it says sell, but if I did need it, it would say submit. Very easy to do, and that way you're not struggling to hope to catch them before the day's over and it resets. Tip number 3 is going to be fish hosting. Clicking on the AFK button right here. This was a bit confusing to me, but how I understand it is the fish quality, anything below the quality you checkmark is automatically sold. So if you want to sell all the green quality fish, you're just going to change this to blue and above. You're going to checkmark this, and then everything below blue will be sold and give you those fish coins. The type of fish, small, medium, large, aquatic. I leave this unchecked because I want all of the fish, and then I can decide later on which ones I want to keep. Plus, like I mentioned in tip number 2 for orders, I like to have multiple of the same one. For stop when reached a new record, I also leave this unchecked because I want all of the new record fish because that's going to give me better stats. For stop when unlocked a new collection, I would only checkmark this if you're on a specific island looking for a specific fish to finish. So if I was, say, on the island Tropical Rainforest and I was farming for Lonely Warrior, I would checkmark this, so if I was so happen to luckily catch the fish, it will stop fishing so I don't use any more stamina. Auto order submission, you can checkmark this or you don't have to, it's just really up to you. And then I always have automatically put in the aquarium checkmarked, so I can look over the fish later and see what I want to keep or sell. Maybe the fish are better than what I currently had. Just remember the aquarium has only 200 spots, so I would make some room before auto AFK fishing. And lastly, the third part of the video is going to deal with the issues I have. I really dislike their AFK system. I've mentioned this regarding the auto farming, where if you close the game, like if I go to the main screen, if I have any buffs active, I don't. I usually have a macro running when I do not have any of these, so that you're going to be auto clicking. Like if I click the screen like this, you can see my master is doing damage. Now the issue is if you close your game, your autoing stops. It doesn't matter if you have the buffs or not, it just stops. If we go back to fishing, the same thing happens here. With the auto AFK system, soon as you close the game, your fishing will stop. This is honestly the dumbest system I've ever seen. Why does the game punish you for closing it when it's an idle game? Not everyone has the luxury of running the game on, say, an emulator overnight. I hope they change this in a future update. I also don't like how slow the stamina gain is. Like 1 stamina for 6 minutes, that seems way too long in my opinion. I feel this should be cut in half at maybe 1 stamina every 3 minutes. To save up 180 stamina from 0 will take you 18 hours. Essentially, you're fishing for 1 day, and then you're saving up the next, and then you rinse and repeat. It's too long in my opinion. Even with the fisherman card, you're only speeding up the fish process. The stamina regen stays the same to my knowledge. The lack of fish bait information I'm just not a fan of. I still feel it should show percentage somewhere on the screen here, like if I click this, there should be a question mark. I just feel like there's just not enough information here. Maybe I'm overthinking this and being too picky, but thankfully we have those island images I found because otherwise it would just be a lot of trial and error. And then finally, the aquarium needs to have more slots. 200 is just very few, it needs more. You should be able to buy more space with, say, dog tickets. Overall, I think this fishing update is okay. I do think simply it's just a side thing, which I think this what it was intended for. Something you can check out a few minutes in the day, look at what you need, set it for auto AFK farming, and then forget about it. Personally, for me, I think the cost needed, whether that's for the refinement process or the bait cost, due to how such low percentage numbers it is, it's just not worth the minimal gain you get from it. I'd much rather just fish with no bait and see what happens, or when I increase my stats higher down the line, I might try some more fish bait, but I want to use those dog tickets elsewhere, such as the black market. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the fishing update. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.